24-second or.
Should there have been a shot clock reset that we didn't get?
I don't know. I said 24-second. That's going back to the NBA. But I think they're going to see if it hit the rim or not.
Doug Schals and Will Howard taking a look over at the scorer's table. Furman has made 7 straight shots. And, Joe, I think your point was going back to look to see if this ball hit the rim and if the shot clock should have gone back to 20 seconds. We get a signal for 11 seconds there for Doug Schals.
Yeah.
Wait and see. 6-point lead for Furman. They trailed by 18. So this was Molinar, and that ball never hit the rim, and so the shot clock should have kept going. It did reset to 20, so they're going to say 11 on the shot clock for Mississippi State with the basketball.
Now, again, if you're Mississippi State, you can't, like, Furman in the first half, I mean, they were not playing good whatsoever, but there was no panic. And they still were trying to find their way, and that's what Mississippi State's got to do. Good job.
Iverson Molinar, big 3 coming out of what was effectively a timeout there to make it a 3-point game with 6.5 to play.
Little handoff, he calmly reads it. The guy's sliding under, giving him some room. Nice read by Molinar.
Molinar now in double figures with 11 points. Alex Hunter.
I wouldn't leave him. I would.
Tested 3. Slauson just tried to shoot it over the top from about 24 feet. Mississippi State can tie with a 3, get within 1 with a 2. Good feed inside, but Jeffries missed the first time, got his own miss, tipped it up and in, and it's back to a 1-point game. Big play there by DJ Jeffries, who's now in double figures with 10.
Nice extra pass. Nice way of Jeffries making himself available and sealing it. Did a little Moses Malone there. Wanted to pad the stats, missed the bunny, but got that extra rebound for 2 points.
Now it's Mississippi State with a mini run. They've cut it to 1 with 5:40 to play, and immediately Bob Ritchie and Furman take a timeout. DJ Jeffries, transfer from Memphis, big shot there off of his own miss. 4 different Bulldogs in double figures, led by Brooks, who had 14 in the first half. Quiet second half for Garrison Brooks, just 16 points he's got 16 points in the game. 11 for Molinar, 10 for both Shaquille Moore and DJ Jeffries.
And you got to think what we got to watch right here now is on the defensive end for Mississippi State, and watch the ball movement and the penetration that Furman has been getting this whole second half, which has freed up shooters, which has freed up Hunter, and has had Mississippi State on his heels. Can Mississippi State negate that and get back to pressuring the ball and making Furman have to play a little more one-on-one than they want to?
Furman has made 7 of its last 8 shots. This guy a big part of the reason why. Slauson puts it on the deck. Finds Garrison. Garrison's 3 is good. That is the 14th made 3 in this game for the Furman Paladins, and they lead by 4 with 5 minutes to play.
You can see the attention on Hunter. The ball movement and the patience turned into a wide open shot.
Oh, it's been a quiet second half for Garrison Brooks. Just his second bucket. He's now got 18 points and a chance for a 3-point play, and that all started when Slauson fell down on the perimeter, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, they got him involved and he slipped the pick and roll action, and they really hit him coming right down the lane, and that's what they got to do. They got to stay within themselves, and if you can get them collapsing, Mississippi State has very capable 3-point shooters, especially if the other team is scrambling to find them. But go inside, put that pressure on that defense, and then get those shooters open. And don't leave Hunter on defense. Look at Jeffries up there. He's attached to the hip. He's not worried about anybody else but number 10. Rightfully so.
Lawson, good find inside. Marcus Foster with the easy bucket. 4.5 to play. Furman 62, Mississippi State 58.
That's what we talked about, Richard. You start, really extending your defense for one guy. This is a excellent passing team. They're going to move and find the guy as they did there. Give it up, man. You got to give that up.
Furman had just 6 assists in the first half. They've got 10 in this second half. Garrison fouled on the shot. He was off the mark, but Shaquille Moore got him on the arm, and that will take us to an official's timeout. 3:52 to play. Free throws for Furman when we come back.
The holidays are in full swing, and you can feel the magic in the air.
Especially at T-Mobile.
Let's go to Diane.
Can you tell us what's happening?
Yeah, I got the awesome new iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, and T-Mobile's paying for them both. Oh, and I get a free year of Apple TV Plus.
Upgrade to the iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, both on us. Only at T-Mobile.
And this is for new and existing T-Mobile and Sprint customers. Like me. Back to you. Hello?
We're going to T-Mobile.
Add fun to your Christmas list with hot deals only at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get up to 50% off game tables, up to 50% off ride-ons, and up to $500 off connected fitness equipment. Shop these deals at your store and academy.com through December 19th.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine, too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
On Sunday, Mississippi State women's hoops action. Rakia Jackson and the Lady Bulldogs host Jackson State at Humphrey Coliseum. Coverage begins at 5 Eastern. And like everything else, you can always watch it live on the ESPN app if you're out and about. One app, one tap. Members of the Mississippi State women's basketball team in attendance tonight. Richard Cross, Joe Klein with you. Mississippi State led this game by 18 in the first half. They currently trail by 4, and Furman has Conley Garrison at the free throw line shooting 3 coming out of this timeout. Joe, when you look at the way this comeback for Furman has happened, obviously there's credit that goes to the Paladins for making big shots, especially Alex Hunter and Conley Garrison. What's different, though? Mississippi State was in full-on lockdown mode defensively early in this game.
Well, I think it started with the ball pressure. The ball pressure in the first half was very uncomfortable for Furman. They were having trouble getting into their sets. They were having trouble getting any kind of entry to the high post, to the wing, and the ball was stagnant. The ball was staying on one side of the floor. There was a lot of over-dribbling, and they weren't able to free up shooters. They weren't able to get downhill to the rim. And this second half, went to some handoff action, went to some rub cuts off the high post and got the ball going downhill and got Mississippi State chasing the ball. And when you're chasing the ball and the way they can move it, the way Furman can move that ball, Furman's going to find the open man, and they got shooters.
Conley Garrison makes 2 of 3 at the line. The Furman Paladins with their largest lead of the game, up 6 with 3.5 minutes to play. Garrison Brooks poked in the face by Jalen Slauson. Slauson immediately kind of reached out to Garrett Brooks and said, "My bad." Excuse me, Garrison Brooks. So Garrison Brooks at the free throw line. 1-on-1 situation here. Furman over the limit. That's their 8th foul of the half. Garrison Brooks 4 of 5 from the free throw line in this game and 79% for the year. But he misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Those are killers.
Mississippi State 9 of 14 from the foul line in the game. Furman has only attempted 5 free throws. Paladins turn it over. Slauson wanted a foul there and didn't get it.
You start doing that handoff, you start doing that rub, and you got shooters coming off, and then all of a sudden Slauson slips, and Mississippi State escaped one there because if he could have handled that, they were either going to get a wide open 3 in the corner or get him a pinpoint shot at the bucket.
Iverson Molinar, now Garrison Brooks. Into the corner, DJ Jeffries. Jeffries working. Count the basket and a foul. Mike Bothwell called for the foul. Well, that's a strong move by DJ Jeffries. He's had a big game.
Nice poise. I mean, he caught the ball again, had a mismatch, was backing his man down, but really looking for the double team. Furman did not double team, so he just went to work, got a pinpoint shot, potentially an old-fashioned 3.
Jeffries gets the 3-point play. He's got 13 points, and the Bulldogs are within 3.
Can Furman get that ball popping from side to side again? That's where they've been so effective in the second half.
Conley Garrison directing traffic, a kick ball, so the shot clock goes back to 20.
And can Mississippi State get that ball pressure and get those active hands and those active bodies like they had in the first half?
There's a steal on the inbound pass and a monster finish for Cameron Matthews. 1-point game in Starkville.
I'd say that's active hands right there, wouldn't you, Richie?
Bob Ritchie says, let's talk about this. Momentum with the Bulldogs. And yet they still trail by a point.
Again, it started.
You kind of see that coming, Joe, on the inbound there.
These cats got some athletes, you know, and you float that ball kind of almost a half-court, cross-court pass against Mississippi State. Good luck.
(64-63), 2:33 to play. It is time for us to take a look at our celebration moment, brought to you by Allstate. Question is, will the Bulldogs be celebrating when it's all said and done? Pressure on the inbounds. Cameron Matthews tips it away, and the exclamation point.
And that was nice. Again, you stated it too. The pressure on the inbounds, got to float the ball. Great athletic play by Matthews. Awesome finish.
Furman leading by a point. Bothwell with the ball, scoreless tonight. Jalen Slauson picked up by Garrison Brooks, backing him down into the lane. And Slauson gets the roll. That's a big bucket for Jalen Slauson.
And you don't want to double team now because of these 3-point shots. So now you're like, okay, we're going to play you one-on-one in the post. Nice getting to his move. Just backed him down, got to that left shoulder.
Molinar on the drive, trying to dunk it, and he left it short.
Ball slipped out of his hands, Richard.
Missed opportunity for Iverson Molinar and Mississippi State there, and now Furman leading by 3. And a turnover by the Paladins. Looking for the handoff there. And boy, DJ Jeffries has been so big in this game.
Been a great spark for them, just with his intensity defensively. These last, 4 or 5 minutes, he's been on Hunter, and he's done a nice job of keeping him from getting the ball.
Joe, the shooting numbers for Furman, especially in this second half, are insane. They've made 10 of their last 11 shots. They're shooting 73% in the second half, 58% from the game from both the field and from behind the arc.
I mean, we talked about what a great offensive team they are, and in the first half we were all kind of scratching our heads going, man, they're not that good. They're overrated. They haven't played anybody, blah, blah, blah. Well, they proved all that nonsense wrong. I mean, this is a team that can really get it going, and again, credit to that man right there. I mean, no panic. You know, was he upset? Was he perturbed with the first half? Yeah, but I mean, he stayed on point, stayed on his message, and the shots started falling, the ball started moving, started getting some stops defensively, and team started believing, and then all of a sudden they got Mississippi State on their heels, and here we are. They're up 3 with a minute and a half to go.
So the officials wanted to take a look at that to make sure that that was touched last by Furman. All in the court confirmed by Doug Schals until Mississippi State down 3. Inside 90 seconds. Molinar into the corner. Moore can't get the 3 to go. Tipped around, and Slauson had it and then lost it.
Boy,
and so a bonus for Mississippi State on this possession.
Oh, they dodged one there, Richard. I mean, that was, he had 2 hands on the ball, brought it down. I think it went off his thigh. The ball hit his thigh and then shot out of bounds. Big break for Mississippi State.
Foul on the handoff that time.
Got to show your hands.
Alex Hunter picks up the foul, and Mississippi State back to the free throw line.
You don't want a foul right there because Molinar is going away from the basket. I mean, you want to try to on those handoffs. Sometimes on the pick and rolls, you want to try. If you got a guy like Molinar who's so effective, and you're trying to stay attached to him, you want to try to slide between the handoff man and Molinar, but you got to keep them. You got to show those hands. You get those hands on him, he loses balance or trips or whatever, and your hands are touching him, they're going to call you for the foul.
And Joe, no question, this is the guy Mississippi State wants at the free throw line. He is now 41 of 43, over 95% from the line. Those were his first 2 free throw attempts of the game. Back to a 1-point contest. Alex Hunter has been quiet for the last few minutes, but he's got 30 in the game. Jalen Slauson working against Garrison Brooks.
There it is.
And the double team comes. And a steal by Cameron Matthews. Bulldogs trying to retake the lead, and they do! Shaquille Moore with the bucket, and Mississippi State is back in front.
Great defensive read by Matthews. They started backing him down. He came from the bottom side. It's very hard for a low postman like Slauson to see him coming. Knew he was one to get to that left shoulder and read it. Was right when he turned to go to that jump hook, he was there to pick his pocket. Great play, great anticipation by Matthews.
A 9-2 run for Mississippi State. And turnovers, which were such a big deal for Furman in the first half. Remember, they went that long stretch of the second half with only 1 turnover, but they've turned it over 5 times in the last 3 minutes and 3 times in the last minute 23.
Yeah, they've really locked up Hunter. I mean, they've, again, taken all help responsibilities for whomever's guarding him, which has mostly been DJ Jeffries. They are just staying with him. They're crowding him. They're not giving him any movement. And again, what Furman has got to do is they got to just say, all right, we got to just keep playing and doing what we've been doing and try to get that ball popping to where we can find other open shooters, other opportunities.
SoCon this year has not been a stranger to wins against Power 5 teams. Furman's got one. They beat Louisville back on November 12th, but they're not the only one. The Citadel over Pittsburgh, Samford knocking off Oregon State, and Wofford getting the win over Georgia from the SEC back on the 28th of November. Can Bob Ritchie's team give the SoCon a 5th win against the Power 5? Just a couple of minutes ago, it looked like the answer to that was maybe, even probably. Now, Furman finds themselves trailing with less than a minute to go.
Well, we praised Furman about staying on point, and you got to like, the way Ben Howland's been able to right the ship here in the last 5 minutes and get this thing back to a win if they can get some stops.
Bulldog fans trying to wheel Mississippi State to the win. Jalen Slauson left alone. 3 rims out. Rebound, Matthews. He's come up big at the very end of this game. About a 1 second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Furman's got to foul, and they finally do. Down 1 with 21.5 left.
And if you're Molinar, you don't want to go to that dead corner. And he dribbled right over there to the dead corner and then picked up his dribble. You know, you gotta stay out of that. That's no man's land right there. They're very fortunate to get away with that.
Mississippi State has made 5 of its last 7 shots. They're back in front by a point and have free throws coming up.
Man, what a good game. I was like sitting there towards the end of the first half going, man, we're going to have us a blowout. We're going to be talking about football and soccer and whatever, you know, hockey, NBA, and man, this has turned out to be an awesome game.
Huge comeback. Furman trailed by 18 in the first half. Came back, led by as much as 6 in this second half. Mississippi State back in front, and their guy is at the free throw line. Iverson Molinar, who's got 13 points tonight. And he makes the first. Trying to make it a 3-point game with 21.5 to play. And Furman will take its final timeout. All right, Joe, here's my question. And by the way, Mike Bothwell fouls out of this game just a moment ago and was scoreless. Bothwell, a guy that is second on the team in scoring, averaging 16 a game. Never mind the outcome of this game, but regardless, how does Ben Howland get his team to play with the defensive energy that they played with for 15 minutes in the first half and they've played with for the last 5 minutes of the second half?
Well, the tape don't lie, Richard. I mean, the eye in the sky don't lie, and you go to that tape and you go to look what we were doing here. Look at these possessions here in the first half. Look how on point we were. Look at our intensity. Look how we were locked in. Our hands, our communication. Okay, now look here. Look at these 5 plays. Look at these 6 plays. Look at this segment. And it's a great teaching opportunity, a great teaching point, because a lot of times if you're just talking about it, you know, young players who, you know, can just say, yeah, you know, whatever, coach, or, you know, kind of falsely pay attention. But when you start showing it to them, you start saying, look, these things that we do cause us to be great. These things that we don't do cause us to be average and can cost us games. But they're great teaching points. Great teaching opportunities, excuse me.
Furman, Joe, had 12 turnovers in the first half. They have 6 in the second half, but 5 of them have come in the last 3.5 minutes. And here we are, Mississippi State with the chance to make it a 3-point lead. Iverson Molinar, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He's only missed twice from the stripe all season long. But he misses there. 2-point game, clock running, inside 20 seconds.
You got to take away the 3. You cannot let them have an open 3. Oh,
Williams into the corner, 3 on the way, won't go. Offense or defensive rebound for DJ Jeffries. It was a wide open look for Conley Garrison, and he could not connect.
He's hit about 3 of those in the second half, and when that went to the corner and him being wide open like that, I thought that was trouble for Mississippi State. I'm not going to lie. I think everybody else did too.
Williams with extra pass to the corner. Garrison had an open look. DJ Jeffries came up with the rebound. Jeffries 13 points. He's an 82% free throw shooter and is headed back to the line, where tonight he is 4 of 5.
You get the miss from Molinar, which is very rare. And then you get the wide open miss from Garrison, who's a lights out 3-point shooter.
And Conley Garrison, that's the guy that Bob Ritchie probably wants shooting him. Alex Hunter obviously has been red hot tonight, but Garrison 44% from behind the arc.
No, they got what they wanted. I mean, they got exactly what they wanted. You couldn't.
And now a big free throw. Jeffries leaves it short, still a 3-point game. Time running down and a smart foul by Mississippi State. That's only the 6th on the Bulldogs. They had a foul to give. Question is, Joe, do you do it again?
You know, with the size that Mississippi State can put at the free throw line for the rebound, I would do it. I would try to get them going away from their basket. You can't.
Yeah.
But
Ben Howland just gave the signal. He hit his arm twice. He wants his guys to foul. There you go. Gets it away from the basket.
Oh, no.
Got a little reach. They did not foul Hunter. He gets an off-balance three off at the buzzer. It's short, and Mississippi State wins it. 69-66 over the Furman Paladins. What a basketball game.
Ben wanted to foul, and I can tell you right now, he's gonna talk to Garrison Brooks or whoever had the opportunity to foul Hunter, and he's gonna say, next time, hack it. Leave no doubt that there was a foul.
Ben Howland asked for it. You get it to Slauson, and then Hunter. I mean, he's 60 feet from the basket. That's the perfect time. But he came up short. What an effort by Alex Hunter. 30 points and 8 made threes. Mississippi State